Hey y'all, TamikiaTT. So it's been a busy day. Baby G had his 9-month pediatric appointment today. No shots, but he did get a finger prick in his middle finger because they wanted to test him for lead and test his hemoglobin. So that was right away, fast result. When the pediatrician came in, she said his hemoglobin and his lead levels were perfectly fine, and everything was good. So he is basically absolutely perfect, with the exception of his skin. So I know some people, especially on Instagram, when I was doing the outfit of the day for 30 days, commented how well his skin looked. Well, I think it just looked that good on camera, but his skin really isn't that well. So we've been battling a skin condition with him since he was probably 4 months or so. So this has been going on for like 5 months. It took 2 months to kind of get a handle on it exactly. Um, it seemed to get like to a calm state, but never really go away. And then it seemed to just be spreading. And to me, it seemed fungal. So I wanted to try something other than hydrocortisone, because hydrocortisone was essentially just taking the itch and the redness out of it, but not really making it go away. So I've been using, it took me 2 months to find a good moisturizer for him that I could use. And sorry, distracted with work. So I tried a bunch of different things. Some things were irritating him. And I'm going to go get you my concoction here. So I'm stepping into the dark. But basically, the only thing that would really moisturize him well without irritating him was either Vaseline or baby oil. But they're incredibly greasy, so they mess up everything. That's number one. Number two, they kind of just sit on top of his skin. It doesn't really like keep him moisturized all day. So I was trying to find something that would keep him moisturized all day. I tried quite a few different things. Eczema cream seemed to be irritative on him. So, and really expensive if they're not irritative. So what I ended up doing was combining Vaseline, right? Just this, it says baby healing jelly. I don't know what's special about this. It's really nothing special. It's just white petroleum USP, 99.96%. And I don't see any other inactive ingredients. It's fragrance. I guess the baby must be some kind of fragrance. But that and organic jojoba oil. And so I started with mixing the two of those. So that's pretty much all I use on like his face and his head. But then on the rest of his body, I would use Cetaphil baby lotion. And so what I found amongst all of these things that I was trying that wasn't irritating him was that the Cetaphil gave him moisture longer, but it's just a lotion. It's mostly water. And so I wanted to thicken it up. So what I did was this, which I could take this label off because this is actually the second jar. This is the second jar of Vaseline, but basically I used this. The Vaseline got to about a third of the way down, and then I added a bunch of Cetaphil lotion and jojoba oil, and I melted the Vaseline with the heating pad. Right. And then since I felt like, so that was working for him really, really well. So I might be repeating a bunch of this because I think I talked about this before in some other videos. But I just want to give you the chronological order of his skin issue. So that was working really well. Instead of having to grease him up 4 times a day, which is what I had to do with everything else, now with the Cetaphil lotion, I only had to grease him up twice a day. So that was working really, really well. So now I felt like, his spots were growing. He would get new spots. It was always circular. It definitely wasn't like um ringworm, but it just seemed like, he would get these spots, it would spread. They'd always be circular or oval in some fashion, and just the fact that his skin is just so super sensitive. So I felt like it was growing in like a fungal manner. So I decided to try some organic tea tree oil, because tea tree oil has antibacterial and antifungal properties. So I added a little tea tree oil, and I also wanted to try an antifungal cream that was safe for him. I ordered both, but the tea tree oil came first, and I got immediate results with the tea tree oil. So I'm like, yes, I knew that it was fungal, since I got the immediate results with the tea tree oil. So I said, but the results with the tea tree oil were slow. So I figured, all right, I'll use the tea tree oil until the antifungal comes in, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So then I started using the antifungal, and lo and behold, the results, his skin got so much better, so much clearer. It wasn't rough anymore. It was the smoothest I felt his skin, especially his legs, in a really, really long time. He does still get a little itchy, but it seemed like it stopped the progression of it spreading. So to me, that sounded definitely fungal, and I hope that it would go away completely by the time I finished the fungal treatment. So the antifungal that I got, let me get you that. She didn't say it was anything wrong. She just said it wasn't fungal. It was definitely eczema. I should trust her, blah, blah, blah. That, the last time I saw him, it was better and more controlled. And I'm like, no, this is actually better. What you're seeing now, this is better than where he was. I will also say that when he flares up, Aquaphor helps too. So, this helps with like diaper rash, which is mostly petroleum. And it's got some other stuff in it too, but they're inactive. But this is mostly petrolatum, which I guess, I don't know. It doesn't say petroleum. Or is that petrolatum? Whatever. So this helps. Like, I don't send any of the stuff that I use for him daily, but like, say if he has a flare up at this daycare center, I tell her to put the Aquaphor on it, and then that calms it down. But, I don't know. But anyway, this is the antifungal cream that I got from Amazon. And it is 2% miconazole nitrate. And it treats jock itch, ringworm, athlete's foot, whatever. So I just figured, sometimes it's supposed to relieve itching, cracking, scaling, and discomfort associated with most. So maybe some other things in here were helping the situation. It wasn't really fungal, but it was helping a lot more than that doggone hydrocortisone, even though he was on 2% hydrocortisone. I will say, when he's incredibly itchy, I do have something that I sell, or I should say I used to sell, because I think they discontinued this product, but I still have it, so I'm using it. And that's this Sole Purpose Therapeutic Salve Remedy. So this has aloe leaf extract, lanolin, water, petrolatum. It's got some stearyl alcohol. It's got coconut oil, chamomile flower extract, grapeseed extract, calendula, which is also in the Cetaphil, cacao seed butter, shea butter. It's got a bunch of different things on this. I don't rub this. It's got eucalyptus and rosemary and peppermint and a bunch of other essential oils and stuff in it. This is mainly not necessarily for babies, but I attempted to give him egg, and he seemed to like break out a little bit, but I think he just kind of freaked out a little behind it, and so he got really agitated. And so to calm down his itch, I put this on him and it calmed him down like right away. So I think if he's feeling really itchy, it's supposed to be relief for dry skin, so maybe it's just extra moisture. I don't know, but if he's feeling really, really itchy, I think I'm going to start using this a little bit more, like on his legs and his arms. And then, continue with this. So anyway, I came on here to say that, he went to his 9-month appointment. His head circumference, I think, was like 14 and something. And then his height is 27 3/4 inches. So he's 2 feet 3 3/4 inches tall. He weighed in at 18 pounds 2 ounces, which is interesting because I weighed him here at home and he was 19 pounds 5 ounces. So, but that actually might be right. The scale here tends to be off by a pound from their scale there. I thought my scale was a pound under. Seems like my scale is a pound over. Either way, his weight is perfectly fine. And he's doing really, really well, with the exception of his skin. And she's just saying he just has really, really strong eczema. So she prescribed a new medication that's stronger than the hydrocortisone. And basically I'm supposed to put it on him twice a day for the next week. And then we go back in 2 weeks to see how his skin is doing. So I am going to, but she also wanted me to use nothing but Vaseline on him, and put it on him 3 times a day. I think this is better than the Vaseline because I was talking to my cousin and she was saying Vaseline just wouldn't absorb into her daughter's skin because she has some dry skin issues as well. And she actually used the Cetaphil cream. Now, I'm afraid to try the Cetaphil cream because it has dimethicone in it. And it appeared that Baby G had some reaction to dimethicone products. So we have switched everything out that has dimethicone in it, including detergent. So Desitin has dimethicone in it. We were using Dove Wash. The Dove lotion has dimethicone in it. Dimethicone is used as a skin protectant, so it's in a lot of things. So it's in, like, I think, like the Johnson's lotions. The Aveeno lotion seemed to be breaking him out. The Eucerin lotion, which didn't have dimethicone in it, like literally inflamed his skin so bad. So I'm afraid to use that anymore. The only thing that's been working for him and hasn't irritated him at all is the Cetaphil. But the lotion, and like I said, I'm afraid to use the cream. 1, the cream is not a baby product. 2, it has dimethicone in it. And unfortunately, I'm just scared to use anything with dimethicone in it. I've even swapped out the laundry because Dreft has dimethicone in it. The Tide Free and Clear that I was already using has dimethicone in it. They use it to keep the suds down in the wash. So I think most of the Procter & Gamble products for laundry have dimethicone in it. So I had to stop using that. So now we've switched to All Free and Clear, which does not have the dimethicone. And he seems to be doing a little bit better there, at least clothes-wise. So, but we still haven't managed to, like, clear his skin up or stop it from progressing. I should say I stopped it from progressing with the antifungal cream. But she's saying it's not fungal. I don't know, but I have now since added tea tree oil, so now his concoction has tea tree oil in it. Okay, smells like tea tree oil, so that if he does have something fungal on his skin, the tea tree oil can continue to battle it. So I don't know. It's been a 5-month long journey trying to figure out his skin. We do manage to kind of keep it at bay. But, he gets itchy. And so, I try to send him, especially in long pants, so that he doesn't, like, his legs are like the worst. So I try to keep him in socks and long pants so he can't, like, really scratch up. I have to make sure his nails are good and trimmed because he will literally slice into his skin. he started to get spots like in his head and a couple of small spots on his face. I've put the antifungal cream on it and it goes away right away. So it's just like, okay, how is it that the antifungal cream makes it go away, but it's not anything fungal? So I don't know. I honestly feel like at this point he needs to see a pediatric dermatologist. I am going to give her medication a try. I only have to use it for 1 week, but if after 1 week it's not still under control, then I'm just going to make an appointment with the pediatric dermatologist and see where it goes from there, because I just I really want to know what it is. I think it's something fungal. She keeps saying it's eczema. I don't know. And that, oh, his skin is dry, it's red, it's red. I mean, it's not red all the time. She was like, oh, well, it was under control. It's still under control. He's just red today. I just, got him ready and we left. So he's a little red when we start. He'll stop being red, a little after that. I probably aggravated it rubbing, lotions onto his skin. So he wasn't red when he first woke up this morning. So you're just now like seeing him in an agitated state, So she thinks, oh no, it's red and it's active. It's this, it's that. It's kind of annoying, but I wanted to, feel like she knows what she's talking about, but she's not the specialist on skin, So it's not like, I'd rather go to the specialist and the specialist tell me what it is, and for her to give me a plan, one that's reasonable, because I'm like, well, putting Vaseline on him 3 times a day is going to be difficult because he goes to a sitter now, which is why I work so hard to not have to grease him up 4 times a day. And she's like, oh, well, the sitter's not going to put it on him. Why should she have to? Like, I just feel like that's extra. Why should I ask her to lotion him up in the middle of the day? With Vaseline. Like, why? She's not giving him a bath, so she has to take all his clothes off just to grease him up to put all his clothes back on. And she's got other kids to watch. Like, I don't see her doing that consistently. So that's not something I want to, I'll ask her and I'll put stuff in his bag for her to use. Like, I can use the concoction or whatever and put in a smaller container for her to use. But I don't really see her like doing that on any with any consistent manner. Like, I really don't. So I could probably ask her like, oh, if he flares up, in his inner arms, or on his legs, put some Aquaphor on it or something like that. But I don't really see her making a routine of doing that every day. And it's really not fair to ask her to do that. Now, maybe if he had like a private nanny or something, then that's a fair request. But she's watching other kids. For her to be, watching a clock to, oh, I gotta lotion him up. It's, whatever o'clock, I don't really see that. So I just, if he needs some medication, then he needs some medication. I really don't want him to be on a steroid for too long. I don't like the idea of that. But, if we can just get it under control, maybe it's something that he's eating. I don't know. But, it's just, I don't feel like it's eczema. I don't have an eczema issue. As far as I know, none of the other children by this donor that I'm in contact with have skin issues. None of them do. I've asked, and they're all like, no, we're fine here, whatever. So it's like, I'm just trying to find something that works for him and will make him comfortable, because he can't be too comfortable with the way that he scratches. You know what I'm saying? So it's to the point where he's literally making scars on himself because he's scratching so bad. And so he must be uncomfortable, and I just want him to get better. He's a cute kid. He shouldn't have to deal with the skin issues. And it's just something that he's going to have to deal with for the rest of life. Then we want to know what it is to treat it. I watched, shows like Dr. Pimple Popper and stuff. And I see these people, suffering from these really debilitating like skin conditions. And it's just like, oh man, I don't want my baby to end up like that, having a debilitating skin condition that nobody seems to help really good with, and that's just painful and keeps them from enjoying life. I don't want that. I don't want that for him, or any future that he might have. So anyway, that's where it is. So that's where we are today. 9 months. I can't believe my baby's going to be a year soon. Now that he's 9 months, I need to schedule his 9-month photo shoot. He had a 6-month photo shoot closer to 8 months. So I don't know how much different he'll look, but I'm excited to have that shoot. We're going to try to do it outside. We were trying to do the last shoot outside, but the weather is just not great here. So we're going to try to do that one outside. And then the next shoot is his 1 year, which I'm not throwing a party. I'm not doing anything in particular for him for his 1 year. Pardon me. His actual birthday is a work day for me. I think I want to maybe talk to the sitter, send some cupcakes or something that day for his birthday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, other than that, we just been getting along fine. He's been introduced to a few new foods. I've been trying to introduce meats with him. I've only tried turkey thus far. He doesn't like the ground turkey. Maybe the way I seasoned it, he just doesn't like it. I think what I'm going to do is make some ground turkey, not season it, and then puree it and see if he will take it that way. Instead of just kind of ground and chunky. But I'm going to puree it, mix it with some water, and really puree it into like a pate, and see if he'll take it down with some other stuff, because it's not that he won't eat meat. I had some wings here from Pizza Hut, and he was eating the chicken from those wings. I was pulling off little pieces, and he was eating that, and then he kind of ate some of the turkey if I gave it to him in his hand. So I don't know. I'm not gonna give up on it. We'll just wait on it a little bit, like I'm waiting on the eggs. I'm gonna wait on the ground turkey, but I am gonna make him some pureed turkey, and I've got some chicken in there. Recently, I've made some papaya and cherries. He did well with the cherries. He hasn't tasted the papaya. I also have watermelon that I just cut that I think I'm going to make for him. I don't know what I'm going to do with the watermelon, though. I'm not sure how I want to deal with the watermelon, or what I can add that with. I'll see. And then the watermelon was mostly for me, but I'd like him to enjoy the watermelon as well. And he's got, oh my gosh, he's got 8 teeth. Really, he has 7 teeth. The 8th one is like coming in. You kind of see it. It's white. Just hasn't exactly cut just yet. It's coming. It's coming, that 8th tooth. So he's got 4 on the bottom. He's got 3 on the top, and then 1 that's coming. So, and his teeth were really, really bothering him the last couple of days. So he might have some other ones that are creeping in. I've been keeping an eye on that one that seems to be coming, but then the other 2 on the bottom just popped up out of nowhere. So he might have some others that may pop up before that one even comes up. But oh my gosh, 8 teeth. He's got like he's got his front grill. It's crazy. It's crazy. My baby's growing up. He's growing up. He's growing too fast. It's too fast, y'all. Too fast. So I'm really proud of him. He's pulling up. He's standing unassisted for a good amount of time before he falls, and he thinks he can walk. So the other day he tried to take a step. I feel like he took 1 step, but he kind of had his hand on me, and then he took a second step. His hand was on me, but I was like, oh my gosh, did you just walk? So we're practicing But he did it all on his own. One thing I can say, he's incredibly confident. Um, he really, like, I see him, move across like his gates. Like, he'll stand up on his gates, he'll hold it, and then he'll sidestep his gates, and he's really fast with it. He'll sidestep the couch really, really fast. So I'm just so proud of him, just so proud. And he's such a good boy, just such a good boy. And I do get frustrated with him, but it's not his fault. He's young, he's small, he doesn't understand the world just yet, and he just wants the attention when he wants it, even whether I can afford to give it to him or not. And then the house has been crazy. Okay, the crazy plumbing situations. Oh my God. I don't even know if I came back. So, all right. So, the week of my work conference, the plumbing went that Monday. That just goes back to the week in the life of a stay-at-home working mom that I did. So check that out there. And so that Monday, the plumbing went. And so 3 weeks later, not yesterday, but last Monday, my plumbing backed up again. So it's just like, what in the world is going on? Now, when they came out before, they didn't pull anything out of the drain. They were like, oh, we didn't pull anything out, but it seems to be clear. But it wasn't exactly clear. And it was like, it wasn't really like a full stoppage. It was more like a slow drain. So with me, showering, that's not that much water. Or me flushing the toilet, that's not that much water. Or me washing dishes, that's not that much water. So it didn't seem to be backing up. But when I wash clothes, it would back up. And it's just like, what in the world? So when it came out this time, the guy said that he noticed a grease buildup in the drain. And I'm like, how the heck would grease get down there? And he said, well, dumping grease down the drain. Now I'm like, I don't fry anything. And he's just looking at me like, well, the grease is on my line. They didn't pull anything out this time either. But he said this is the only thing, that there appears to be some grease buildup. And I think it's a lot. It's showing up as white on the line. So I'm like, I thought about it. I said, oh, you know what? In my new wave oven, I've been making a lot of beef short ribs, a lot of steak, pork chops. And it's a stainless steel pan. At the bottom, it catches all the meat fat. And when you think about it, the kind of grease you would like deep fry with, because that's what I was thinking, somebody pouring deep fried grease down the drain. That kind of grease doesn't solidify when it's cold. But meat fat solidifies when it's cold. So that pan, when that pan has a bunch of grease and stuff in it, I have washed that pan, poured that grease down the drain, running hot water and stuff to kind of melt it down or whatever. But I think by the time it gets down to the drain, it's cold. And so it just solidifies, and that just built up, and then eventually started blocking the drain. So that was what's happening. So I just need to be more careful about meat fat that I poured down the drain, apparently. So here I am. This is what happens when you go from, trying not to order out, right? Because if I ordered out, there would be no meat fat for me to pour down the drain, to trying to eat more inside. And I'm making, all this protein. And I'm not frying it, but I am making it in a new wave oven, which is baking it essentially. And all that fat is draining off the meat into a pan, and that I'm pouring it down the drain. So that was my fault. So let this be a lesson. Don't pour meat fat down your drain, or it's going to block it up. You're going to be paying for it. So there. So this has been life. Thus far. I need to start getting into the mindset of, maybe working on my next cycle, which means I need to start losing some weight. And I have not even tried to lose any weight. As a matter of fact, I haven't even been exercising. So I need to do all of that. All of that I need to do. But I just feel like I've been playing catch up. As you've seen in the previous videos, I finally got caught up with my taxes. So that was a huge monkey off my back. And so now it's just a matter of getting caught up everywhere else. And I'm slowly but surely catching up with life, y'all. 9 months postpartum. I mean, today's what, the 21st? So it's 9 months and 1 week postpartum, and I'm still catching up with life. Still catching up with life. But I am making progress, and that's what's important. I'm making progress. All right, so I've been talking for 30 minutes straight. And I'm going to go. All right, so sticky baby dust to all those TTC. Bye.